Hello children. Today I will take up a very important chapter of 10th class syllabus, that is in the book Footprints Without Feet. And the chapter that I am to take today, this is also Footprints Without Feet, quite surprising it is. Uh, this chapter, it has been taken from a novel, and the name of the novel is The Invisible Man. And the writer for this chapter, for this novel, he is H.G. Wells. Okay, a notable person in the history of English literature. Okay, before I start the proceedings of the chapter, or before I tell you the important aspects of the chapter, let me tell you what this chapter gives you in the name of. See, human beings, they have been inventing discoveries one after the other. Still, they are busy in doing a lot of researches so that the human life it becomes smooth. Doing so, they have invented those things also which have caused a big loss to human beings, human society, or the world itself. But the question is, when a particular invention is made, does that thing give you a particular limit? Or when you make something, when human beings make something in the name of discovery, so he should be using that particular invention only for his purposes. So this is the thing that in the name of message we get in this story, we get in this chapter. Like whatever discovery that human beings, these should be used. Means all the discoveries that human beings have made, these should be used for constructive purposes, not for destructive purposes. Okay. The main person, the main protagonist in this chapter, the central character in this chapter, when we read it, when we go through the chapter, we will find out, or when you go through the novel itself, Invisible Man, you will find the he faces his doomsday, not because that he was a great man, not because that he has not done anything like his doomsday. It has not come that he has used something which he should not have used. Like he uses his own discovery not for the social benefits, rather for those things which often make human beings criminal. Okay, so the end of criminal, it is always like quite tragic. So that kind of tragic end this protagonist also faces, because again I tell you, because the discovery that he has made, that was used for his selfish ends, selfish motives, which he shouldn't have used. Okay, so now I tell you the important aspects of the chapter, and it will help you in understanding the text as well as the abstract things of this chapter. Okay, and to make the things more clearer, I suggest you that you should also use your time, or also start reading the novel itself, The Invisible Man. Okay, so now we come to this topic, we come to this chapter. See, the main character in this chapter is Griffin. Griffin, he has been presented in the story, or he has been presented in this chapter as a scientist, but he is a kind of eccentric person. Eccentric means who is always suspicious. When we mean like people always see him suspicious. He looks like that he's quite strange. Okay, strange activities he often used to be involved in. Okay, so that kind of person he was, eccentric man, and the whole chapter it revolves around him. So, like he was scientist, so he was busy. He was busy in uh, discovering some kind of medicine by which he could be invisible. Okay, you might have seen some movies as well where the the person, the like there is a formula where by using that kind of thing human beings become invisible. So it's a kind of invisible power that human beings get, and then they feel that they can use it in any way. So the same thing I want to tell you, this is a supernatural power, like he has got after doing it when he was able to discover that drug, real drug, means ultimately he discovered, he swallowed some kind of drug. Like he was busy in making such kind of research, and ultimately he was able to achieve what he wanted, and he invented a rare drug by which he could be invisible. Like the body, it becomes quite transparent, and people, the light, it goes through it, and in this way, he becomes invisible man. Okay, so he becomes powerful. He thought that now he can do anything. He can do the things unseen. So this was the thing that he had discovered. Now he was happy to do that. So when this thing happens, yes, one limitation also of this discovery, that he could be invisible. He could become invisible only when he removes his clothes. Otherwise, he could be seen. He could be like arrested. Like there is a movie, Mr. India, so where the main character, like he also got a formula by which he could be invisible, but there was a limitation also that he could be visible in the red light. So, in the same way, this invention, it has got some limitation also. Like he could be seen, he could be approached easily if he happens to be in some outfits or some clothes. And as long or as soon as he removes them, he becomes invisible. So now when he did that, when he becomes invisible. So now he thought that he could do anything. He started doing some kind of experiments of this power, of this unusual power. So he often like used to be in some kind of quarrels, in some kind of disputes with his landlord. Okay, where he used to live. So what he did, the first important thing that he did, the first evil thing that he did, the first unlawful activity that he did, it was that he set his landlord's house on. Okay, and this was the first impact. This was the first activity that he did after he becomes uh, like invisible. He realized that now he has got that power, so he can do anything. So this thing he did, and after that he ran away from that. He ran away from that place, and when he was outside, so because it was like English area, okay. So it was like it was the city of London, like it was London city. So he was wandering in the streets, on the roads. So he had no home, so he was a homeless wanderer now. So he was moving here and there because he had no clothes. Because I told you the limit was that if he removed his clothes, he would be invisible. So he was moving here and there without clothes. So when he was moving here and there, so two boys noticed him. Two boys noticed him, and what they had noticed, like, they noticed some footprints. So they noticed some footprints. That footprints were there, but whose footprints were those? They were not able to find out. They were not able to figure out, like, who was moving there. The feet, these were moving. So they followed, but Griffin got afraid, and soon those footprints, they became fainter and fainter, and in this way he escaped himself from those boys. So this was the first thing where he happened to he came across those two boys, and he could not be recognized because first thing, he did not have clothes, so that is why he was not visible. Clear? So now, because it was chilly cold in London city, so he thought what to do. So what happened? He thought uh, that it is better to enter in a store, mall type of apartment it was. So big London store it was. So he entered there. Okay, he entered there. Everything it was available for drinking, eating, whatever. So he entered there, and after some time it was closed. When it was closed, so it was a win-win situation for him. Like, he could do anything, he could eat anything, he could drink anything. So he did everything. He did everything there, and there was a pile of quilts. Okay, warm clothes, like warm material was there. So he, after having everything, he started sleeping there, and he was fast asleep. Okay, he slept there soundly without any tension. But he became late in getting up in the morning. Okay, so what happened when he got up? By that time, the store was open. It was open in the evening, in the morning. So the assistants, they came there and they saw him. Okay, so they saw him because when he was there, so he was in some outfit. When the assistant saw him, he was in some outfit that he had got from that store itself. But he had to remove them. He had to remove them because the assistants of the London store, they started chasing him, and he could manage escape only by removing those clothes once again. So again he had that minor escape. Okay. So now after that, because he needed some outfits, so he entered into a theatrical company. Like theatrical company, it was also a kind of shop. It was also a kind of store where dresses, like properties, were provided for different kind of theatrical activities, dramas, whatever it is. So the store, it was full of all type of material. So now he was to cover himself with something. So he got whiskers there, he got long hat, bandage, long coat, whatever he could, he arranged. He stole. Okay. And he wrapped his forehead with bandages, like people would feel after looking that he was an injured man. Okay. And later he robbed the shopkeeper also there. Okay, a shopkeeper was also robbed. Okay, and who robbed him? Only this man. Clear? So after doing so, like he wanted some kind of relief also. He was wandering here and there, so he wanted some kind of rest. So now in city he had already done many disturbing things, unlawful activities he was doing. He was breaking all the rules. He was becoming, or he had already become a criminal in the eyes of the system. So he wanted to go outside the city. Okay. So for this purpose, he went to village Epping. He went to village Epping, and there was an inn there, public place. Okay. Uh, it's a kind of guest house. So he went there in that inn, the village Epping, and there he booked 2 rooms. He booked 2 rooms there. He told the he told the landlord or landlady rather, the owner of that inn, Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall, that he did not want to be disturbed. Okay, nobody should disturb him because he was already injured. He showed them that bandage. No need to show because it was already visible. Okay, but Mrs. Hall and Mr. Hall, especially Mrs. Hall, he thought that this man was quite strange and she wanted to be little bit friendly with him, but he ignored totally because I told you in the beginning he was a strange man. Okay, so every time he used to be inside his rooms. Okay, and everyone, especially these two, they used to think that how strange this man was, that not interested to come out anytime. But who knows what happens next? So one day, what happened? In the same inn, there were these means a family, clergyman, the holy priest. Clergyman's room was also there. A clergyman used to live there. So one day, he and his wife, they heard something. Okay, they heard something, that the chink of money it was heard, and they thought that somebody is trying to steal that money. But when they entered into the room, they found that the money was missing. But who is behind that? They were not able to find out. Okay, so everywhere there was roar, like this strange thing had happened. So who could be behind this activity? So everyone was raising questions, but no one had that answer. Like, who could be behind this poor activity? So one day, Mr. and Mrs. Hall, they found that the room of Griffin, it was open. So they thought, because the door was open, so they thought that today they had this opportunity that they could go in and see. They wanted to see what this man does in the loneliness inside the room. So when they entered the room, so surprisingly, they found no one. The clothes were there that he used to wear. So they thought where that man had gone. But suddenly, Mrs. Hall felt some kind of thing, sniff, that somebody has tried to smell something. The sense of breathing, it was heard. Okay, the sound of breathing, it was heard. So she thought that somebody is there in the room. And suddenly, what happened? A long hat which was there, it struck against them. Okay, and then the chair was there. It was lifted in the air. Suddenly, it was automatically it was in the air, and it started pushing both the person, Mr. and Mrs. Hall, outside the room. So they could not recognize what was happening, because as a reader we know that it was the act of gripping. As an individual person, he was trying to push them out. Okay. So, but they were quite surprised. They were shocked. The lady, Mrs. Hall, thought that the spirit of her mother, it had entered in the chair and she wanted that she should that both of them should not be coming into that room. So they were highly surprised and shocked, and they went outside. By that time, everywhere there was a hue and cry. Like the people in the inn, they were suspicious that something strange is being done daily. So there certainly the person in the bandages, the strange man who is living in those rooms, he is behind all this activity. So Mr. and Mrs. Paul, they sent for the constable, the policeman, the constable Mr. Jafar. So he came there so that he could arrest Griffin. So when he came there, by that time he himself was out. Okay. Now when he came there, so he was told that you have to arrest that man. When he came, so Griffin, very strange activity he did. What he did, he unwrapped the bandages that he was wearing, that he has wrapped around his forehead, and as soon as it was over, his head, it was invisible. He could not be seen, and this created panic in the mind of everyone, and they started running helter and skelter here and there. Means in panic they started fearful. They become, and in fear they were running here and there. And Mr. Jaffer tried to arrest Batman, tried to catch him, but every time what he was doing, he was removing. He kept on removing his clothes one by one. And there came a point when he was completely invisible. Because this was the ultimate thing. This was the rule behind this power of being invisible. That he could be invisible only when he removed his clothes. So when he removed his clothes, outfits, he became invisible. It means now he became more powerful. So it was very hard to arrest him. So Mr. Jafar kept on trying, but he could not do so. And now this Griffin, because he had a criminal mind now, so what he did, he hit him badly. He hit that Mr. Jafar badly with unseen blows. Okay, and after having been hit so badly, Mr. Jafar became unconscious. Okay, and later he means after doing that, after creating that panic situation in the inn, this Griffin, he went away from that place, and where did he go? No one knows. Okay, so on this note, this chapter it comes to an end. Okay, and still, because if you want to know more and more, so it is once again suggested that you should go through the novel, The Invisible Man. Okay, written because you will get the real truth of Griffin, like to what extent he had gone ultimately because of this power. Okay, so again I tell you the message that we have got from this chapter. It is that whatever we discover, whatever human beings discover, that power, that knowledge, it should be used for constructive purposes, for the welfare of the society. Because if we don't do that, then there is no use. There is no use of that power, of that knowledge that has been discovered. Okay, because when you do so, when you share your knowledge with all the people, okay, so all the world, so certainly the people remember you always, and that power that you generate through your hard efforts, it makes you immortal forever. Okay, so keep on learning, keep on understanding, keep watching. Thank you.